What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the RotWK patch 2.02 version 5.0.1. Today we have a 2v2 on a map called Flat Stonewain, which is a flat version of Stonewain Valley. And I believe it's a custom map made by Lazarus. Lazarus made this one, I believe. Anyway, this is the game I was in. So I am the Destroy right there, which of course is the short for the Destroyer, as the Elves there in the front. And my teammate for this match is King Thranduil as Angmar there. The opposing side, we have realmarios as the Men of the West, and up in the hill behind him, his ally is Sania as Mordor there. So we got a Mordor and men versus Elves and Angmar. This map is also more zoomed out than the normal maps are because Lazarus tends to zoom out his maps a little more, his custom maps, which I don't mind personally, but it's just not something I'm used to, really. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, just for the sake. There we go. Just one tick will do. We do have Fire Drake Lair and Outpost here and here. I keep scrolling. My scrolling's so slow for some reason. We have it there and there. In the center, we do have a Signal Fire, and of course, you do have no choke points here, as Flat Stonewain is in the title. It's more flat. Normally there'd be ridges and you'd have to go up these walkways, but I think you can walk up any side of this. So it's really just a visible hill. But anyway, let's see what's going on. Let's call him Mario's. Let's call him Mario. That'll be fun. Mario's going for Gondor soldiers there. It looks like Sania is putting up his orc pits behind his allies' base. Right there, he's getting a Haradrim Palace as well. Possibly going for either Easterlings or Haradrim Lancers. Probably Haradrim Lancers, I'd imagine. King Thranduil building his Hall of King's Men over by my base here. I'm putting down a Elven Barracks and getting some Lorien Archers to defend myself. And of course, we're all expanding our farm presence. Thranduil's doing well, getting his farms out there. I'm trying to get some Malin trees out as well. And of course they're doing this whole farm thing and slaughterhouse thing on the other side of the map. Alright, let's see what he's going for. He's going for Easterlings, okay. Easterlings and Orcs. I only vaguely remember this game, I'm going to be honest. But I remember I wanted to cast it, so there you go. At least there's that. It's not that old, it's only a few days old. From when I'm casting this, of course. Who the hell knows when it'll go out? Probably go out 2 weeks from then. Who knows? Looks like I'm capturing the Signal Fire in the center with some Lorien Archers. Meanwhile, Mario and Sania are moving out. Some Orcs. Let's zoom in a bit there. A little easier to see. I have 2 battalions of Lorien Archers. We have some Rohan Spearmen, Gondor Soldiers, and some Orcs. I'm throwing up a battle tower here. My thought process was camp it, you know? I have good defensive archers and a hill to work with. They're gonna have to fight uphill to get over to this, get to my base, so I figured that'd be a good spot to put that there. A lot of players don't like maps like this because of the campiness nature of it, but I could actually see why. But immediately I'm throwing some archers into the tower and they will begin pelting these Easterlings down. I do have some Lorien warriors on the field. It looks like Thranduil has brought some Gundabad warriors out. He's got himself 3 Halls of the King's Men now, and I'm throwing out a Haradrim Palace, not Haradrim Palace, Green Pasture. Meanwhile, Sania putting out a lot of guys here. He's got Easterlings and Orcs ready to go, and his ally Mario going for Gondor Archers, Gondor Soldiers, looks like. Good choice. He's definitely going to need some cavalry, though, of some sort. Either him or him, one of the two. Mario or Sania, definitely going to need to do something. Looks like we're going for a push here, though. With a small attack force, we have some good to bad warriors and Lorien warriors with a half battalion of archers in support. So we're going to try and do some damage here. But obviously, the Eastern team has a far superior force than we do. And now we'll retreat my guys to hopefully save them from destruction. I do have a statue behind my tower. I've never actually known, does the statue affect the guys in the tower? If you know the answer to that, let me know. Or 2.02 at least. I've always thought it does, but I'm not positive. Would be good to know, though. Anyway, Lorien warriors still alive, tanking the damage for these guys. I have brought out some Mythlon sentries as well. Meanwhile, Angmar, Thranduil, has a lot of guys there. Although he's going to fend off Sania attacking from the south with a fairly sizable force as well. He's got nothing in his base so far. Not really any reason to put anything in his base. Looks like Thranduil is going for sorcerers. I have, meanwhile, gone for lindens. That's right. King Thranduil suggested lindens, and I happily obliged. As linden horse archers are very good. They can trample and they can shoot. So they're very useful on both fronts. And there we go. Get a nice trample on those orc archers, or orc warriors rather. Killing them fairly easily. Looks like we fended that attack very nicely. And somebody got a little too close to the fire drake lair. Looks like he's kiting him so he can actually capture the outpost. It's a good play there. Sania sent 1 battalion to keep the fire drake occupied while he could capture this, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to fight the fire drake and stand there. So that is a good play, definitely, and he'll have access to that for a time. Who knows how long. So we do have a stables being thrown out by a real Mario. We have 2 orc pits and a Haradrim Palace. Still pumping out guys there for Sania. He's building his force, getting ready to go out. Meanwhile, Sania going for the cave troll area here. Gonna get that out of the way. Although the cave troll is doing a massive amount of damage to his army, he does need the Easterlings in front to deal with the cave troll. And that is dealt with. Meanwhile, I'm going to try and take down the fire drake. And that is proven to be a bit fatal for my army there. I was going to pull them back, but I decided just to let them sit there and die. Which was not the best move, but I did want to capture this outpost. And it looks like Mordor is not going to let me do that either. King Thranduil's army, on the other hand, looking pretty strong. He's got a lot of thralls there, and he does have sorcerers backing him up, which can be very powerful. We'll see how well he uses those. I'm throwing down Mirror Galadriel to heal up my troops, as they are a bit expensive. Of course, you don't want to lose too many of them. What has he got? He has a Corpse Rain and Fell Strength on his sorcerers, so he can do some good stuff. Will he use Corpse Rain? He might. Although Fell Strength is very, very strong. Doesn't look like it buffed too many guys, though. Down goes a Fell Wind. Very nice. Is he going to follow it up with Corpse Rain? Looks like he's going for it. I would love to see it if he did. Although his sorcerers are getting very close. I think they're going to get killed before they get to use it. If they get that close. Yeah, they got killed. Unfortunate. And now Thranduil will have to retreat. Meanwhile, Sania is pushing into the south again. He does have himself a Mouth of Sauron. And he is level 2 now. Meanwhile, I've got myself a Haldir. And now that I have this, I can heal up these lindens as well, which is useful. And my ally can heal up his troops also. At the safety of a tower. The tower is really putting in work here. Making it very difficult for them to make any ground. From that front, at least. I mean, obviously, Sania can move in through the south, which he's been doing from the whole game. Thankfully, Thranduil's been on top of keeping them at bay. Mouth of Sauron versus Haldir. While Haldir is in bow mode, not the best. He would lose, of course. Haldir would. Even with the archer support there. Mouth of Sauron kiting him around a bit. While I'm healing up my troops, it looks like Sania's bringing in another army, and his real Mario's ally getting a bunch of guys as well. He has some Gunner Knights now in the field. Looks like Sania's army is still pushing forward here, trying to take out some of the mills of King Thranduil. It's definitely something that is a good idea. Thranduil has got himself a Waldar, though. Very nice indeed. He should definitely help, although he won't be taking the whole army by himself, at least. At level 3, he does get Brigandage, which is nice. Nearby Rudar, Spearmen, and Axors gain resources for kills. Always nice to have. Extra money is never unwelcome in a game, as you would expect. Looks like Sania is really courting the idea of getting this outpost. He's either going to capture it somehow or not. I'm not sure what the hell he's doing over there. To be honest, he's just running around. Looks like I have secured the southern outpost, though. Let's take a look at powers real quick while we're at it. I have Elven Wood, Rally Call, 1 power point, and 611 of 685 command points used. We have my ally King Thranduil, the Angmar player, War Chant, Felwyn, 4 power points, and 638 of 675 command points. Sania, the Mordor player, Rally or War Chant. I have Sauron. Ooh, in comes a lot of Lindens. They're going to get a nice run through on all these guys here. Very nice indeed. Anyway, he has 4 power points, 680 of 725, so he's doing fairly well on the economy front. realmarios, 106 of 500. His army is very small at the moment. Sounds like he has an Eomer though. Rally Call, 6 power points for him so far. And that's what we got in the way of power points and such. I do really like Lindens. They are very, very useful. I hate fighting Lindens, I'll tell you that much. Eomer is actually a good choice for fighting Lindens. Once he gets his spear throw, it's very useful. And of course he can chase them down on horseback, which is also useful. Thranduil coming in with a big attack force here. Getting a nice war chant on a majority of his guys. Looks like Sania has gone into catapults now. Which is not a bad choice by any means. And the catapults are actually going to do a lot of damage here. Because of how clumped Thranduil's guys are, they're going to do massive amounts. Every shot is going to take a lot of lives. Unless it hits in an awkward place, of course. Looks like Waldar's up to level 3 there. Eomer's still level 1. Going to dismount so he doesn't get piked to death, of course. And Sania is keeping the flood up coming. Keeping troops flowing out of Mordor there. There's his siege works. He's got 2 siege works, actually. Impressive. Mario's got 2 of those, and he's got a siege works of his own. Looks like they have pushed us back a bit. I have thrown down my Elven Wood here. And then making a bit of a stand there, but I will retreat. As of course I recognize the overwhelming force when I see it. We have Black Numenorians out in the field now for King Thranduil, which are a excellent sword unit. I have gone for Arwen as a hero choice, which is questionable to some. But I thought it worked out pretty well in this game. Sometimes. Arwen can be quite useful. And there's a big corpse rain there from King Thranduil's sorcerers. Sorcerers are so damn strong, it's ridiculous. Corpse rain is insane. Out goes Arwen. She's going to take out the Gunner Knights here from realmario. And we're getting out of there. Eomer. However you want to say his name. It's Eomer. Although the catapult's going to be the real problem here that we're going to have. Mordor's catapults are very tough. A lot cheaper than most teams. How much are they in this patch? I forget. 500. That's right. I remember them being like 250 in patch 1.00 of Battle for Middle-earth 2. That was, you could get super huge army catapults. Or catapult armies, rather. It was ridiculous. It's like I sent Arwen after the catapults there. That's mainly what I used her for. Trying to get in there behind enemy lines, destroy as many catapults as possible, so my forces would stop taking so much damage. Our forces, rather. Since Thranduil is taking a lot of the brunt of the damage there. Looks like I have summoned Ents. Unfortunately, there is a trebuchet attacking me. Going for an attack on the fort, though. Tainted Land has been thrown down, it looks like. I'm not sure who has the Tainted Land, though. Mordor, of course. Looks like Mordor also has a industry. And we have Summon Whites for King Thranduil there. That's a new power. And of course I have Ent Allies. realmarios hasn't really been gaining too much power points, it doesn't look like. He's got 8 power points. His fortress has taken a lot of damage, but unfortunately my Ents have been dealt with, so we'll have to try again. And that will, of course, start rebuilding at some point. Or he could even rebuild it with a power if he wanted to. We have pulled back, though. I do want to save my men. I do have some Mirkwoods now. So I'm trying to transition from Lorien archers into Mirkwoods. Still got some Lorien warriors, archers in that tower, I mean. If he can get some catapults and trebuchets over there, they can deal with that tower finally. But having this healing thing right here is very, very handy. I will attest. I also have Elven Mist in my fortress. That was a random chance buy. Don't ask why I bought that. I was just like, that sounds good. And I bought it. But I mean, it does cloak my army in the healing area as well, so it's not really a bad thing to have. But Was it necessary? Probably not. I could have went for upgrades or something. I am throwing down a couple Ent moots. Looks like I'm going to get Treebeard and some Ents to go along with him, so I can start sieging the base without an Ent summon power. Looks like we have a big engagement in the center here. King Thranduil does have some sorcerers ready to go as well. Will he throw down a Corpse Rain? I certainly hope so. Ah, oh, brutal. Picked a bad time to charge through. Looks like I managed to divert out of the way though. And Corpse Rain did an absolute ton of damage. And these Lindens cleaning up. Looks like Eomer is still out there. He's taking a lot of damage. He might not get away actually. Arwen is up to level 5. At level 6, of course, she gets her Flood ability. And the Black Riders go down there. So we now have a pretty strong force. What level is Swaldar? He's level 5, so he can summon Hillman though, as well, which is always handy. Looks like Mario has thrown up a battle tower, which could be a bit of a problem. So we will need the Ents, of course. There's Treebeard there. He can deal with that. No problem. Of course, Treebeard will be very susceptible to the fire damage of the catapults, as will all the Ents. So that is something to be aware of. We have an Aragorn out in the field from Mario. Very nice. Aragorn's a good choice, always. Can be a bit expensive sometimes, so he can be hard to get, but once you level him up, he is a monster. It looks like Treebeard is targeting on the fort. Will we get the Men of the West Fortress? That would be a very big blow to the enemy team. We even have a Rogash out here. Treebeard taking massive amount of damage, but he does manage to knock down Real Mario's fortress. That is very unfortunate for him. It looks like he bought Arrow Volley. Probably should have bought a Rebuild. But of course, he probably didn't see the end coming. So, fair enough. It's one of those situations like, I wish I had my PowerPoint still. Arwen is very close to Flood there. She has the Flood now at level 6. She can use this ability whenever she pleases. Probably use it right here, I imagine. No. Opted to pull back instead. Continue attacking. I have brought more Ents up on the field there. And my archers are still alive. The Elven Wood definitely helping out here. Good thing they don't have a Tin Land to throw over it, because this is definitely helping us big time. We do have some sorcerers still here from Thranduil, so they can still do a Corpse Rain and such. Looks like I have brought some Lancers on the field finally. After realizing for so long that I can't destroy catapults with Rivendell Horse Archers. Not Rivendell. What are they called? Linden Horse Archers. Cannot deal with catapults at all. So I need some Lancers to help deal with that. Mouth of Sauron from Sania is level 4 now. He does have Doubt, which is a useful ability. He probably doesn't need to be in aggressive stance though. He's just taking extra arrow damage. He might actually go down there. Nope. Looks like he managed to get away. We do have Dark Rangers out in the field from King Thranduil now as well. There's some more Rivendell Lancers. Haldir running for his life away from the Mumakil, of course, from Sania, who's opted to go into the gigantic elephants, which definitely a good choice. But they do die fairly quickly to a lot of archer fire if they're not careful. Although he could get a nice trample through if he's quick and careful. I do have 4 Ents on the field now. Definitely starting to boost my Ent production so we can take down all these structures here. There goes the charge to the Mumakil. Absolutely destroying my Lindens. Looks like only one Linden got away. A single Linden. And look at the catapults. Look how much damage they do to Ents. It's ridiculous. The Ents absolutely getting obliterated. And this one, of course, will burn to death now he's on fire. Both of them will, actually. I believe. They don't seem to be taking damage. No, this one's definitely burning to death. This one actually got put out somehow. There's the Sun Flare from King Thranduil there. On the corner of the screen. He's level 25 power. Oh, that was me. What am I saying? I'm used to King Thranduil being elves. I'm the elf here. So that was my Sun Flare. Summon Ent Allies is getting close to being back as well. Looks like Thranduil's up to 11 points. Sania up to 11 as well. And Mario obviously doesn't have a fortress. Very, very low on money. And probably basically out of the game at this point, I'd say. He's got a barracks, a archery range, and a siege works, which isn't going to do him much good when he doesn't have any funds. Meanwhile, we are pushing forward very aggressively, trying to end the game, of course, and get a victory. Continuing to bring in the Ents. Me and Thran will continue to bring in troops, so that Mumakil gets dealt with fairly easily. Goes down fairly quick, although it does fall down and smash a few guys here and there. We do need to get rid of these siege works, though. These are killer. So I summon Ents back here. Immediately, one of the Ents dies to catapult fire, which is not ideal. Those Lancers managed to pick up that, Lancers and Pikemen managed to pick up that catapult there, which is very nice. Doesn't really matter if the summoned Ents take the brunt of the damage of the catapult. Obviously, ideally, I want to keep the Ent alive, do as much damage as possible. But it looks like we are just fine there in that front. Continuing to send guys. Look like Treebeard's back in the field. Just pumping out guys, having them probably queued all the way across the map to like right here or something, I believe. Sania trying to rebuild his Roger Palace. Probably not a good spot for it though. I would imagine he does have a catapult expansion on his fortress though, which could be useful. With enough Ent firepower though, and Treebeard leading them, we should be able to take it down fairly easily. Hopefully. Now it's really just a fight for Sania for his life. He's putting up a good fight though with the catapult spam, definitely. It's very effective. And he does have Mario and his Gondor archers here. He's trying to help with what he can. He's getting some tower guards. He's getting, well, nothing else really. He's probably out of money. Yeah, he's definitely out of money. Unfortunate. Oh god. Sania has gone for a Gorgoroth Spire. That's probably going to be shot at the Ents or something. Arwen using her flood ability once again. Managing to take down that building. Very nice. The flood ability is very handy. It's a mini flood, obviously. Not as strong as you'd like, but still pretty effective. Very effective against weak units, spam units. Does good damage. Ah, looks like he's got a barrage. That kill Treebeard? Yeah, it did. Well, it looks like I'm going for an attack on the fort. Summoned eagles, sending the remaining Ents after the fortress. Will this be enough? Very well might be. Let's get a cinematic camera angle. At this point, Sania has pulled out of the game there. He has conceded and leaving his buildings to realmarios, which shot off the Gorgoroth Spire. Not at the Ents though, oddly enough. But the guys there met terrible fates. Looks like Blight has been cast down as well. Turning a few guys here and there to whites. And the fortress does go down there, unfortunately for him. So now we just have to push in and clean up what is remaining. And that'll be the end of the game. There's a move and kill pit over here. There's still this archery range. That's what will keep him alive, I believe. But he is rebuilding his stuff over here. He's going for an archery range in the corner there, which will take us a little bit to find. Not too long after we destroy these, though. That's for sure. So really, the last few minutes will just be clean up. Just gotta get rid of whatever keeps him alive. Looks like he's got another Mumakil out in the field. That's probably not gonna last long though, considering how many guys we have on the field here. Mumakil pen getting destroyed by the Ents immediately. Mass amounts of Ents are pretty effective. They have very good range. They're just very fragile. Something you have to be very wary of when you use them. And now the hunt for Red October begins. We have to find this remaining building. I will find it eventually. He is building another fort as well, which we will find very shortly, I assure you. There we go. Beacon being placed by me because I found it after using a far side, I believe. Something's being built here. It looks like Strandel's building his farms over here. But now we converge in on the last remaining forces of the Men of the West. Looks like Arwen's just chilling out with her homies there. Getting into position for a flood. A very nice flood. Very good. And I do have an absolute shit ton of vents here. We got 5 vents. Definitely wanted to go for a last march of the Ents kind of thing here. Looks like Treebeard's back on the field as well. We were holding out for a second. I can assure you. Threndir wanted to hold off for a bit, and I was like, no, we should just end the video because I want to cast the game. So we do want to push out, or I wanted to push in quicker. So in we go to finish him off. But the March of the Ents continues. I love Ents. They're quite enjoyable beings. I like them better when they're on fire, though. Gonna be honest. But this fortress stands no chance, of course, against the forces of Angmar and the Elves. And it will go down very quickly to our forces. And there you go. That has been the game. Well, there you go. I thought it was a fun game to play, at least. I don't know how good it was, but, you know, I hope it was enjoyable to watch regardless. But anyway, hopefully that was enjoyable. Cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.2, and I will see you guys next time.